Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I'm very excited to be making today's video because it's going to be another installment of how to play a hero better on console. Now, I can't remember the last time I did this. I think it was for like Doomfist during the summertime. It's been a minute since the last time I've done a video like this. But today's video is going to be very special because today we're going to be focusing on how to play McCREE better on console, because I feel like McCREE is a very popular pick, but he isn't practiced enough. So that's why today's video I'm going to be giving you a few drills and a few practice methods that you can try to just better yourself when it comes to McCREE, whether you're first starting to play him or even if you're a grandmaster McCREE player, because there's always room for improvement. Now, what's so special about this video is that even though this is titled How to Practice McCREE Better on Console, this can easily transition to PC. With my videos, I never try to segregate one platform from the other, but with this mini-series, obviously it is kind of more geared towards the console players. But this video is special because, well, everyone can practice McCREE, whether you are on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox, whatever the case may be. But real quick, I did want to mention, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of McCREE mains out there that try to discredit me or say, oh, I'm already the greatest McCREE you can never see. I'm number one McCREE. I don't need to practice that. That's fine, but realize this. All the pros in whatever, real life or even in Overwatch, whatever you can think of, they're always practicing. They're always improving. And with this training method, whether you're first beginning McCREE or you're already a pro, there's always still room for improvement. So that's why I wanted to throw this training method out there for anyone that is wanting to play McCREE, because I guarantee there's someone out there that's probably a support main that's dying to play McCREE, but they have no way to practice other than quick play. But the reason why I say quick play is a great way to practice or learn a new hero, but with my training methods, I put you in drills that just get you familiar and just get you more comfortable with a hero, rather than going into quick play, dying a bunch, and getting discouraged. I never want that to happen, so that's why I make these videos, just to help you guys out. You see that with pro players in baseball, they're always hitting in the batting cages, and that's obviously not a real game scenario, but they're getting comfortable with their swing. Same thing here, same thing with McCREE. So let's get it started with the setup and then the actual training method. So like all my training methods, they're all going to begin here in the game browser. Rather than going to the training range or quick play, you're going to create your own drills or your own game scenario. So first thing here that we're going to be setting up in the settings, we're going to go straight away to modes. You don't need to set anything with presets or lobby, but you're going to want to turn skirmish on, and you're going to want to turn all these other game modes off. That way you actually can see your accuracy and see, okay, how am I improving? How well am I doing with McCREE, rather than just turning on just a regular game scenario. And then you're going to also want to go to all right here after you turn all those game modes off. And an important setting that you want to turn all the way down is going to be respawn time right here, so that all the bots that you're going to be going against just keep respawning. You just want to quickly keep having bots just fill in, rather than just having them respawn at normal time. Now, another simple change that we're actually going to do is going to be here in maps. Now, something that I personally like to turn on as terms of map is King's Row. That's my practice spot. That's where I like to practice a lot of my heroes, because you just can go to that little statue area, and it has good line of sight, and it also has that big open area. And since all those bots are going to be squirming around you, King's Row is my ideal spot. You can really do it anywhere. You can do it on Hanamura, you can do it on Oasis, Nubani, but I just personally like King's Row. So now we're actually going to get a little bit more spicier in terms of the settings, but it's also going to get a bit more complicated. But just hang with me. So just go to the hero tab, and here we're going to be changing McCREE. The only thing that you really need to change is going to be the flashbang cooldown time. So this is one aspect of McCREE that you really want to practice, and you don't want to be waiting for the cooldown to be waiting for like, what is it, 8 seconds or something. You don't need to change anything else except for that, because again, you're going to be practicing that. Again, you're always not going to have that flashbang available like you will in this training method, but that way you're putting yourself in a situation where you can easily just, well, throw a flashbang rather than just having to wait 8 seconds. So another hero that I'm going to be changing settings for is going to be Honest. So when it comes to her abilities, you're pretty much just going to want to turn all of them off. Her sleep dart, her biotic grenade, her quick melee, and her ultimate ability. But the only setting for the combat modifiers that you're going to be changing is going to be her health, and you're going to want to bring it all the way down to just 30%. Not 5, but 30%. But another important thing that you want to change is going to be receive headshots only. Turn that on, because you're going to be aiming for the head whenever it comes to Ana, and she has such a small hitbox. And also another thing that you want to change is going to be here for the primary fire. Just turn it off, because, well, you don't want to get shot by it. But real quick, receive headshots only. That's a part of this training method that's going to be important whenever you turn on the Ana bots, because, well, the only thing you're going to be practicing is aiming for the head. And now you're forcing yourself. You're not cheating yourself when you are aiming for the body. I will explain more in the training method itself, but that's very important. And now the last here that I'm going to be changing settings for is going to be Lucio because that's going to be another aspect of this training method. So you're going to turn all the abilities except for crossfade. Leave that on, but his amp it up, his sound wave, his quick melee, and his ultimate ability, leave it that, and also his combat modifier for his health, bring it down to 70%, about there, because it's going to be a one-shot every single time you throw a flashbang, and also you shoot him. But one thing, you do not want to turn receive headshots only on, because if you throw a flashbang, it won't affect him, because, well, it's technically not a headshot. So really, that's all you really gotta do, and also turn off his primary fire. And then when that's all said and done, the last thing that you really gotta do is just save this training method. You can name it really anything. I just named it McCREE, and then once you name it, all you gotta do is just save it, and then every single time you want to go to this same training method, you go to presets, and it's gonna be right there waiting for you. So that's a little bit handy. So you load that in, you load that, and now the last thing that we want to really focus on is actually going to the bots. So now you're gonna actually add just the Ana bots, and we will switch to Lucio bots, but really all you really gotta do is just add Ana bots, add it to team 2, and now you're able to just go straight away in the game for the actual training method. I know that was a long process, but you just have to do it once if you do save it. And now we're actually into the training method, and the first thing that we're gonna be focusing on is just getting headshots. This might be easy for McCREE mains that are already familiar with him, but also this is just to help either warm you up or just get familiar with McCREE. There's a lot of aspects that's so important with this Ana bot training method that I've been using for over a year now. This is one of my very first Overwatch videos, but really this is really how you get familiar with McCREE, because he's so simple for how his hero is really designed when it comes to him being effective. And really, if you're able to land those headshots, bruh, you can do so much damage. That's why he's better than Soldier, because while he is inconsistent, he can just deal out so much more damage than just him. So that's really going to be helpful with Pharah. You might be wondering, well, why don't you turn on Pharah bots? Pharah bots aren't available. All right, there's no Pharah bots, there's no Tracer bots, there's no Diva bots. You're only limited to just a few bots. So I figured, well, hey, Ana, her hitbox is very small. So really, that's all I really have to say when it comes to this subject and this part of the training method. Just aim for the head, get familiar. You see that I can't aim for the body, but that's just, well, that's forcing me to always aim for the head. Once you get familiar with that, you can go on to phase 2. So it's important to actually set the Lucio bots. So what you want to do is just erase all the Ana bots and just replace them with Lucio bots. You can do this at the beginning if you just wanted to focus on this part, or after the Ana bot method, you can now go with the Lucio training method. And what's so special about this training method is that you're going to be practicing the flashbang single shot. So what I see a lot of McCREE players do, which is fine, you can totally do this against tanks, but they flashbang and they fan the hammer. You're going to be missing a whole lot more shots than if you're just a flashbang and just use a single shot for the head. And that's what you're doing here. Repetition, repetition. You see me doing that with the Lucio bots, but what's so special about this, since you turn down the health, now if you're going against a Tracer or a Baby Diva, you're going to be easily able just to flashbang them and just shoot for the head, because that's going to be an insta-kill since they have such low health pools, which is 150 health. Since you don't have any Tracer bots, I try to make Lucio as similar to Tracer as possible. What's so special about Lucio is that he's very random with his movement speed, and he's going to be changing with the songs, with the heal song, with the fast song, or speed song more or less. But that's what's so special about this, and why you wanted to really focus on it, because it's just all about repetition. If you get comfortable with it, there's no reason why if a Tracer is on you, you should be able to flashbang her, but also just aim for the head. And you're going to be seeing me doing that. You're just going to see me flashbang and aim for the head, because you have a small window that you're going to be able to aim for Lucio's head, but it just takes a little bit of practice. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a few tries at this to really get it down. You see me, I'm still missing a bit, but this is what's so special about it. But now we're actually going to move to phase 3, which is very important, because not everyone has a health pool of 150. So you're actually going to go to the Lucio setting in the game browser, and you're going to bring the health all the way back up. Now, the reason why you brought the health pool back to Lucio, because not everyone has that 150 health pool. Like Lucio, like Soldier, like Widow, like so many of these other heroes, they have 200 hit points. So it's not always going to be insta-kill. So once you practice actually just the flashbang and single shot, now you're going to practice the flashbang and double shot. Now, the trick here to actually still get an insta-kill in the window of a flashbang is just to hold down the trigger. Don't do a pop shot. You see right here that I'm just holding down the right trigger, and that way I get 2 shots consistently, rather than just having maybe half a second in between the shots, because I just decide to just pop on the right trigger. That's not what you're wanting to do. And I'm still kind of practicing this. I'm still learning it, but this way you just get familiar for all these 200 HP heroes, just to be able to flashbang them, pop, and now they're dead, rather than just throwing the flashbang and fan the hammer. Because if they're farther away, you're not going to meet them them all the time with the fan, the hammer, even if you're moving forward with them. You can still practice that, but really what you're trying to do with McCREE is just get down aiming. That's all you really have to do. There are other aspects like combining a combat roll and combining a flashbang. Really, if you just get this part down, you're gonna see so much success. And that's all I needed to show you when it comes to McCREE and how to play and practice them just a bit better. Again, it's not perfect. I know this method might not be ideal, but just something just to get you more familiar with McCREE, or just practice the big aspects, because he's a very simple hero on the surface, but people see that and they don't want to practice those aspects, which is just getting headshots or just practicing your flashbang. Again, there are other parts about him like the combat roll and stuff, but really the way that he's designed, he's very simple, and it's just so easy to practice him. But this way, you're just kind of forcing yourself to aim for the head. A lot of people would suggest the practice range, but you're cheating yourself. You're not aiming for the robot's head, and they also just go in the same pattern. This way, it's random, and it's also forcing yourself to, well, actually aim for actual heroes, which is Ana and Lucio. So anyway, guys, let me know if you want to see some more videos like this where I tell you how to play blank better on console, or just how to play them better just in general, because I can just make a whole bunch of videos. I just want to know if you want to see them. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch videos to come, and bye.